Dralion was created by Guy Caron. For him, he wanted to pay a tribute to life. So basically, the inspiration sources were images and ideas that he had, so where he wanted to represent the time factor. So that's why there's many things in the show that are round, as if it's an infinite circle, so it's never ends. It's always a new beginning. There was also the man versus the woman, the team effort, that's why we have different families in the show, and the ancient, who are represented by the singers, were the guides, who are the ones who are supposed to bring us to grow up as better people and to kind of show us the way, lead the way for everybody to work together and to realize how much it's important for each other to understand the need of having somebody who can do other stuff as opposed to us in order for society to be complete. And the kids were representing the younger ones, and the mini elements, if you want, were brought in to represent our future. So again, there's in there all the notion of time, that as you age, you going slowly towards the end of your life, but there's other people that comes who are younger, who are just starting theirs. So it's a never-ending story. Well, basically, it's the 4 elements that any human needs to survive on a daily basis. So that's why they're kind of brothers and sisters and have the powers to be above, I would say, the rest of the society because of that gift that they have. But that if they don't learn to work together, one element, whether it's the air, the water, or the fire, will win and kind of destroy the balance that's needed for everybody. And throughout the show, they kind of fight a little bit among themselves. And as we get more towards the end, they really have learned to work together. So it becomes an ensemble, it becomes a society that can work together and can survive. After that, their color represent who they are and represent also the family that comes with them. Let's say if we take Azala, who's the air element, who's bleu, her family who follows her, who support her, is also all dressed in blue. So every color is in reference to which family they're coming from. So the singers represent at the same time, if you want, the yin and the yang, the female versus male. For some people, they represent parents. Would like to see them more as guide, and the ones who have all the knowledge. So somehow they are there to protect us, but to lead us into us growing to become a better human. So those are like, if you look at the pyramid, you would have the 2 guides, the 4 elements, and their family. The Petit Buddha is the representation of our future, but is at the same level as the 2 singers. So the little Buddha will become a guide eventually, but she's still a kid, and she wants to perform and she wants to play with the other kids. So that's why she's more involved in the other images than the 2 singers. The trampoline act was not part of Dralion when it was created. It was a teeterboard act that was performed only by women. And we didn't feel that the dynamic of that act was fitting into what we were looking for. So after a few years, we decided that we were going to search for something else. And I wanted an act that actually would bring, because before that, there was either male act, group act, or solo. And there was not a group act where we had the women and the men performing together. We had a few proposals, and then Trampoline came, and that one became for me very clear that it was the choice and the one that I would like to introduce into Dralion. And the girls are getting as high on the wall as the men. They're doing different parts, so it may not appear like that for the public, but they do the same tricks, and it's absolutely beautiful to see them. And I like also the danger that it brought. And that changed also the dynamic of the first half totally. So that was like really for us a nice, we're very happy with the change. The most challenging aspect for me is to make sure that the artists who are performing, who are part of the show, regardless of what they do, have always the fire for that show. So that means that we have to support them, we have to sometimes inspire them, we have to mother them sometimes because our tours are long, so their private lives sometimes come into, it crosses with the professional life. So we keep maturing it with them and changing it to get it always better and to keep it fresh. So that's, I think, our best asset, because that really keeps us on our toes all the time and never bored of working on those projects, even though personally I've been with the show for 8 years, since the very beginning. And I still have things that I haven't tried. I still get surprises by the artists. I think being at the Cirque for 17 years, it was a magnificent meeting with that company, and I'm not saying that because I'm working for them. I'm saying that because they gave me many opportunities when I was getting bored to change job. The last job that I have with the Cirque du Soleil is being the artistic director. And I think somehow everything that I've done in my life before has prepared me for that job.